coming up.
We raise these bulls to work in high desert country, very little moisture, where they almost have to graze at 30 miles an hour in order to survive.
Feed efficiency is improving the bottom line of our product from day one.
We're seeing a third more gain on his cattle.
Both steers converted at 386, 30% better than the traditional commercial calf we see through here.
Feed efficiency, feed efficiency, feed efficiency.
One high desert seed stock producer sets the standard in beef cattle feed efficiency. Next on The American Rancher. Hello and welcome to The American Rancher. I'm Pam Minick. Lucky 7 Angus is a progressive seed stock operation headquartered in Boulder, Wyoming. There, Jim Jensen and his family is laser focused on developing industry-leading feed efficiency in their cattle herd. Their ranch is located in the high country of western Wyoming. The extreme conditions develop rugged Angus bulls that perform exceptionally well at high altitudes. With great feet and legs, customers know that Lucky 7 Angus bulls perform at peak efficiency when other animals just don't make the grade.
Lucky 7 Angus is a true family ranch. We teach our family how to do each and every job, break horses, train horses, preg check, AI, every one of these aspects we do in-house so we don't have to hire somebody else. It does two things. When you're trying to put 1,200 head of cattle through the chute, you can't always have a vet there to do your work every day. And we're blessed that the children are willing to do it, and when they leave here, there you have a trade. They can go out there and make money doing something else. Yeah, right now we have 4 of our kids that work for us till they're in school. These kids are extremely good cattlemen and cowboys, and we're just blessed to have all the kids on the ranch. Lucky 7 Angus started with my great-grandpa, James Jensen, in 1895. That first winter, he lived in a dugout and shoveled the snow off of the grass so that his 6 horses and 12 cows could stay alive. And from there, he ended up at one point in time owning pretty much this whole valley. It's a 5th generation ranch, and I'm the 4th generation on the ranch. My dad kind of gave me the reins probably 25 years ago. I started buying some cattle of my own to put on the ranch, and I kind of wanted to get into the Angus breed because I knew that there was a lot of advantages there. We were a long-time Hereford ranch, generations of Hereford cattle. Everybody in the community ran Hereford cattle, so I was kind of the black sheep when I brought the Angus cattle here. Ended up buying some registered cows just because they were kind of a better bargain than anything I could buy at that point in time, and ended up selling the bull calves off of them at 3 months of age, and so I kind of got to thinking, you know, there might have been something there. Then we decided with that we would try and raise these animals in conditions tougher than the normal commercial man, so we're having a lot of problem with cattle not being able to hold up from the typical seed stock producer. Right now we're at about 7,200 feet. Our cattle will run clear up to 11,000 feet up there on the mountains. This area is known as the icebox of the nation because it has one of the coldest daily temperature of anywhere in the United States. The average growing season in Sublette County is 32 days. That would be the average time from frost to frost. So extreme cold weather, extreme drought, get anywhere from 8 to 12 inches annual rainfall at the most. And as you can see, there's a lot of rugged terrain in this part of the world. The neighbors picked up on it right away, and they were liking the bulls that were raised in these tougher conditions, and they started buying the bulls, and I kind of could see there was a business opportunity to raise more. More people were wanting them than we could raise bulls. So every year, until we got to about 400 head, we could not raise enough bulls for the people that wanted these kind of bulls. I made a pledge to everybody that we were going to raise the bulls and the cows that they were out of tougher than any of the commercial people, because we wanted our bulls to be guaranteed to work for them. The pastures that we have are 38,000 acres that we're running these cattle on. We don't have a lot of grass in a lot of these pastures, so one thing that I always tell some of my customers is that our cattle have to graze at 30 miles an hour to survive. They have to be rugged, they have to be feed efficient, It was kind of like the survival of the fittest, and we were weeding out all of the weak animals. So i.e., when you're looking at crops and everybody we're competing against in the crop industry, they stick the alfalfa, the corn seed, in the toughest, ruggedest conditions they can, and whatever does well, they propagate. And that's exactly what we do at Lucky 7 Angus. We took them and put them in the toughest conditions, and whatever does very well in that and survives, that's what we propagate. And that's the success that we're having, is we're going just like the crop industries. They've raised their production 3 times in the last 30, 40 years. We're not doing that in the cattle industry. Per acre, we're not going forward. The one thing when we're talking feed efficiency, we're not talking about fleshing ability. We're not talking about growth. We're not talking about anything like that. We're talking about how many pounds of forage or how many pounds of feed does it take to make 1 pound of beef, or how many pounds of forage does it take to maintain a cow's body weight. And we're competing against chickens and hogs. When you look at a chat on the chicken, go put it in your internet and look it up. It's going to be 1.9 to 2.1 to 1 pound of gain. When you look at the hogs, it's going to be 3.1 to 3.4. When you look at the cattle industry, it's going to be, 6.5 to 14. Everybody else is creating feed efficiency, even your dairies. If you look at the chicken that we're eating today and the pork we're eating today, does it taste better than it used to? Absolutely not. Why do they do what they do right now? Feed efficiency, feed efficiency, feed efficiency.
Up next.
Most steers converted at 386, which is about 30% better than the traditional commercial calf we see through here. A heifer will even do it in the 4s.
Compared to other proteins, the beef industry is decades behind in the development of feed efficiency, but Lucky 7 Angus is already there. And now's the time to take advantage of their success. Find out more right after the break here on The American Rancher.
If you're in the stocker business, you know exceptional care and good nutrition are the keys to healthy, profitable cattle. The Gain Smart Stocker program provides all the tools you need to minimize stress at receiving, stimulate appetite quickly, and create efficient gains on forage or feed. Plus, feeding Gain Smart makes your cattle eligible for Superior's first ever value-added nutrition program. Learn more about the Gain Smart Stocker program and find a dealer near you at gainsmart.com.
If you're looking for livestock equipment, whether it be permanent or portable, call Ackerman Distributing at 1-800-726-9091. They are #1 in the nation with portable wheel corrals. Also handle portable tubs and portable alleys, double alleys, loading chutes, manual chutes, hydraulic chutes. AckermanDistributing.com. 1-800-726-9091.
Take control of current market conditions on Superior Livestock's weekly video auction. Register your lot load cattle by Tuesday, sell them on Thursday, putting you 2 days from money with the largest cattle marketing network in North America. Superior Livestock's weekly video auction has over 8,000 active and qualified buyers, and they're paying top dollar. Yep. Jump in. The bidding is hot. Call us or click superiorlivestock.com to learn more.
Show the world that you ranch the Superior way with apparel, hats, and other merchandise from the Superior online store. Whether you're looking for a gift or something for yourself, the only place to find official Superior Livestock branded apparel is at superiorlivestockstore.com. The online store features name brands such as Port Authority, Click, and Dry Duck. Hats, jackets, shirts, vests, gloves, coolers, and much more are just a click away. Order today.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. Lucky 7 Angus in Boulder, Wyoming actively breeds production cattle for high-altitude pastures and for exceptional feed efficiency. An important part of Jim Jensen's breeding strategy is to identify young bulls that work in the high country. PAP testing above 7,500 feet finds the best of the best.
Pulmonary arterial pressure testing is PAP testing, and at high elevations there's a lot less oxygen in the air. So in order to get all of the oxygen out, it has to push it deeper into the lungs. This can cause thickening of the artery walls coming from the heart into the lungs, which will cause a pressure problem. The heart will have to pump way too hard in order to accomplish this on certain animals and certain genetics. We're putting a catheter all the way through the heart, going to the lungs, and we're taking pressure tests so that we can actually scientifically prove which cattle can make it at that elevation, which ones can't.
There we go. Perfect.
Today, we are PAP testing 16 to 18-month-old bulls. We've brought them up here to this higher elevation, and they've been here all summer long, so at least 3 months or so, 90 days, which puts the altitude stress on them and makes our test highly accurate at this elevation. Lucky 7 and Jim and Jamie, they will publish these scores that we're giving them today. They will come out in the catalog. They will say a couple things when they're looking at that score. One, what was the elevation of the test, which were above 7,000 feet? What was the age of the animal that we tested, and it's above 12 months of age? That increases our accuracy. So they know when they look at these type of scores, their accuracy level is quite high. It gives us the opportunity to make educated decisions on the use of the animal.
Our goal and mission statement is to have the most profitable customers in the industry. We started doing that by raising cattle that were in tougher conditions than the rest of the world raises them. And these cattle became more durable, they lasted longer, their feet and legs are better, and they were getting more calves per bull. Since we're above 7,200 feet, we had to figure out a way to stop brisket. What does this brisket test do for us? It greatly reduces the death caused by high elevation disease, but it also makes these cattle more durable in the feedlots and lower elevations. Once we got to that point, we started feed efficiency testing, and this feed efficiency test is absolutely one of the biggest things the industry's ever seen, in the fact that we're creating animals that are gaining on 30% less forage than they used to. And if your feed cost is 68% of every cost that's on your ranch, that's the biggest savings you can have. We purchased a Grow Safe machine about 10 years ago, which is absolute scientific data that proves this out, and it lets us locate these animals. We also feed with vertical mixers, so every animal, when they get fed a balanced ration and exact ration, we know what our cows ate 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 16 years ago, 2 years ago. We got that data to prove that we're going in the right direction. We can locate the efficient animals and we can propagate them, whereas before we were just eliminating the weak animals or the inefficient animals.
We see an improvement every year with our genetics. The intakes have changed dramatically over the years. We can feed more bulls on less feed.
The same truckers that were trucking our yearling heifers for years came to me and they said, "You must be feeding them a lot more than you used to." And I was able to say, "No, actually we're feeding them 30% less than what you liked before." And I says, and our breed up has gone up, our fleshing ability has gone up.
I've been up on the mountain for 6 years now. We're on the New Fork, East Fork Grazing Association. We run approximately 1,650 head of cattle. Jim sends up approximately 350 head of heifers every year. 6 years ago, when I first went into this, Jim's cattle were fairly comparable to the other cattle that were up there. He's run off and left them. When you look at Jim's heifers now, every heifer is the same, and every heifer is exceptional. I would say we're probably seeing a third more gain on his cattle of what the other cattle are putting out.
But when you start doing all of the math on these animals that can eat 30% less, that can be $200-300 per year on these animals pretty fast.
We calve late. We calve in mostly June. We run our calves over to yearlings, and then we take about half of those yearlings and feed them. So we're bumping up against this feed efficiency thing every time we turn around, not only on the cow, but weaning the calf, coming back to this Laramie country to summer them, and then going to Nebraska over at Harrisburg to Darnell's and feeding them out. Feed efficiency is improving the bottom line of our product, from day one.
Right now we have customers that used to run 1,200 head of cows that are running 1,800 head of cows. We have customers that are getting phenomenal data from feedlot tests.
We've been working for Mr. Jim Jensen for Lucky 7 Angus since about 2015. Our latest set of cattle that we had for him was really a nice set of steers. Those steers were here for about 80 days. They gained 3.49, with cost of gain is $58.77. But the thing that's most amazing about those steers was their dry matter conversion. Those steers converted at 386, which is about 30% better than the traditional commercial calf we see through here. You know, we're really happy if that calf will convert in the 5s, maybe 6s, but Mr. Jensen's cattle are doing this in the high 3s, low 4s. A heifer will even do it in the 4s.
Our biggest surprise is how great the carcasses are on these animals. 97.17% choice and better is what we've averaged. Then the biggest kicker is we came up with the nation's only 4-year guarantee. Nobody else has this 4-year guarantee. You cannot have a 4-year guarantee if your animals cannot last 4 years. So they have to be developed better for feet and legs, and all of the functional points that make them go 4 years. We've had that over 11 years right now, and we're still doing it. You can't have that without having a bull that lasts longer and does a better job for your customers.
Behind us, we have 3 pens of our coming 2-year-old bulls. To get some muscle built in these bulls, our feed bunks are all on the top. You can kind of see we feed the high part of the pen. When we make them walk, they come down to water. Our goal is to make these bulls exercise all the time. We're not letting our bulls get fat. That's just a horrible thing to see happen to some really good bulls.
Coming up,
he's made our cows tougher, our calves tougher, the bulls we get in tougher, and to fit our environment, because where we live, we can't have something that's not tough.
Lucky 7 bulls work in the high country and produce feed-efficient calves, but they're also as rugged as a bull can get. Hear what a few Lucky 7 customers have to say about that. You're watching The American Rancher. Stay with us.
The Superior Country page is your 24/7 marketplace for buying and selling load-lock calves, feeders, breeding stock, and other cattle. Cattle ranchers like the Country page because it's easy to use, and they get the jump on current market conditions by putting cattle in front of buyers right now. Cattle are ready for sale in minutes, so buyers can start bidding. Call or log on today to find out how the Superior Country page can work for you.
Hi, I'm Bob McLaren with 44 Farms. We have a new program with Walmart called Prime Pursuits, which brings together great Angus producers from around the United States together to provide great beef for the consumer. Producers all around the country, we would love for you to join us in this great pursuit. So please give us a call. We would love to talk to you about the specifics of this great new program. Thank you.
In 1994, Superior Livestock Auction introduced nationally recognized value-added programs to the American beef industry. Now, cattle sold on Superior Livestock video auctions get top dollar when a program is behind them. The USDA-approved, third-party audited Superior Verified program verifies source and age of your calves. Superior Progressive Genetics identifies load lots of cattle sold on Superior that are sired by Top Genetics. NHTC verifies the source, age, and non-hormone treatment status of your calves. These and other Superior value-added programs are just another way that Superior Livestock is improving the beef industry and bringing more dollars to your bottom line. Individual programs start at just $1.22 per hundredweight.
So you can't make any money any faster than investing $3 and getting $40, $60, $70 back.
Call or go online to find out more about Superior Livestock's value-added programs.
Welcome back to The American Rancher. Lucky 7 Angus in Boulder, Wyoming develops Angus bulls that work in high altitudes, are proven to sire calves that are at least 14% more feed efficient than typical cattle in feedlots, and will grade over 97% choice on the rail. And Lucky 7 backs their bulls with a 4-year guarantee.
We started doing some record keeping on how many people had how many bulls and how many of those bulls have lasted 4 years. One instance, they had 30 bulls of ours, 29 were still in the herd at 4 years. So we were pretty comfortable that our bulls were going to last like they should. And so we decided to go ahead and run a 4-year guarantee, and it's just exactly like it says. If there's anything in that bull that causes him to go out on your place, we're going to cover that bull. We put the 4-year guarantee together with the durability of the animals, so your replacement costs go way down because you're not replacing these animals year after year after year. We've taken up the name Cowboy Bulls because we run cattle in the toughest conditions in order to make a better bull. Our goal is to create the most profitable customers in the industry. Every day when we get out of bed, that's our number one goal. Creating the nation's most elite feed efficiency cow herd did not happen by accident. The things feed efficiency have allowed us to do is our breed up and conception goes up, the fleshing ability on the cattle goes up, and the amount of feed per animal goes down. We are cutting edge on feed efficiency. We have more feed efficient data, and we're creating feed efficient genetics. More pounds of beef per acres of land, or better conversions in the feedlot.
We've been using Jim's bulls for about 9 or 10 years now and had really good success with them.
The first sale Jim ever had, we bought one and brought him home, and it's pretty tough conditions, and he thrived, did a good job, so we went back and bought more. Jim Jensen's honest. If he tells you something, that's the way it is.
And he truly cares about the people that buy his bulls and making advances in the industry. We have the opportunity, we really get to look at those bulls. We get to see truly what they do throughout the summer and fall months, and it's not just, what you hear about they're doing. We get to see it.
Jim's bulls, with the system that he has, works out really well with the Grow Safe and just the information he has on his bulls, makes it easy to come buy bulls.
Pap testing is a huge one. Where we are, we've got to have it. We're high country. Another thing that Jim does that nobody else does is that 4-year guarantee. That's huge.
And I've had people tell me that he can't stand behind a 4-year guarantee, and I said he does. I've used it a couple times, and with the price of bulls and the price of calves, you want to be able to keep your money together on these bulls, and that helps.
Customer service is A1. I've had a couple times when I was short of bulls come summer and called Jim up, and he'd find a bull for me. So he'd either meet me somewhere or I'd come get him or something. Where we winter, it's not nice country. We're sitting about 7,200 feet. The wind blows 50 miles an hour or more all winter long. It's nasty, rough country. And our running age cows, they graze out on standing forage. And those girls, they do an amazing job. And the biggest part of that is the bull program that we use behind that. I've been retaining my heifers, I think 5 years now. And my heifers' calves weigh within 20 pounds of my cows. And that's steer calves and heifer calves both. I've put probably 50 to 70 pounds on my calves since I started using Jim's bulls. He'll stand behind his guarantee, and you're going to buy quality bulls no matter if you buy at the first of the sale or the last of the sale. It's going to be, there's good bulls no matter what your price range is.
We've had a lot of people ask a question as to whether or not our bulls are going to work in their environment. To be honest with you, we raise these bulls to work above 7,000 feet in high desert country. They are the best in that environment, and that's where we promote them. However, we've sent bulls to Nebraska, Oklahoma, and various other places, and the bulls are doing extremely well there. There's some of them going to come to our sale again this year because they can't find bulls that are doing what our bulls do. Fact is, we have the #1 feed efficiency program in the nation, if not the world. We have the #1 PAP high elevation program in the world, and we have the most durable bulls, and we offer a 4-year guarantee to prove it.
To find out more about the Lucky 7 Angus program, including details of their 4-year guarantee, log on to lucky7angus.com. And don't miss your opportunity to put feed-efficient Angus genetics in your pasture. Plan to attend the Lucky 7 Angus Bull Sale on the first Saturday in March in Riverton, Wyoming. That's all the time we have today. To find out more about us, visit our website, theamericanrancher.com, or connect with us on Facebook. I'm Pam Minick. For the entire American Rancher team, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Superior.